Good morning and welcome to A Closer Look. I'm your host, Linda Fontaine. Today, my guest is Mike Mcintyre, who is currently the Vice Mayor of Kingsport and currently running for Mayor of Kingsport. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Great to be here, Linda.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's get to know Mike Mcintyre.
Okay. Well, I came to Kingsport a long time ago after I'd finished my PhD, and obviously went to work at Eastman, where I worked in R&D and in manufacturing and business development and corporate development. And after retiring, I found that I didn't like retirement very much. So I went to work at First Broad Street United Methodist Church as the business administrator, and stayed there for quite a few years. And we were changing to an executive director, and so I thought, well, it might be time for me to retire, but that didn't last very long, about a year, and the fellow that took my place took a job, and they called me back for what was supposed to be a few months that turned out to be another year and a half as serving as executive director. And then we finally was able to fill that job. So I have been part of that time obviously involved in city things. I was elected as an alderman 8 years ago, and the last 6 years the board has elected me vice mayor. Through my work experience and a lot of other things, I've become very good at planning and finances and human resources and facilities management and negotiations and communications. And so I have a wide variety of skills that I think I bring to the board to help us focus on things. And I think it's good to have a board that's got mixed skills, because it makes you a better board.
Oh, I agree.
And so I've been doing that for a long time. I'm also, part of me is I'm much of a consensus builder, and I work hard to try to understand how to do things best and to listen to other people, and I think that's been part of my involvement. Also, through the years, I've served on 8 different commissions and
Wow.
boards of the city since 1985. I'm not that old,
I was
but
going to
close.
say, you look really good.
I know, but I have served on those boards for a lot of times. I've been on planning commissions for a long time, in both Sullivan County and also in Kingsport, and done a lot of other things that make me kind of uniquely qualified, I think, to serve as mayor. And so I've enjoyed doing that. I think I won't say I got drafted. I'd kind of been interested in serving in that role, and had a number of people about 10 years ago start pushing me, saying, you really need to come on board and bring your skills. And I've really enjoyed doing that, and I think we've made some big differences as we've gone forward. We've certainly, I think in the last 8 years, made some significant changes that have saved the city a lot of money. And we've changed our retirement program. We've changed or added in our health care program, where we basically are saving a lot of money, plus I think improving the health of the employees. We've worked hard in trying to make sure we're managing capital projects in a better way, and we've really made some progress there. People don't realize, but most years we're managing over $50 million worth of capital projects, so it's a big deal. And I think we've tried to address those things. I'm a person that focuses on fundamentals usually, and I'm down at the bottom of that hierarchy. I want to make sure we do a great job with water and sewers, and that our education stays the best that it is. I mean, it's outstanding. It's one of the things that brings people to Kingsport. Then our police and fire are both internationally accredited, which is very rare. They're both in the top 200 or 300 departments in the world, and people don't realize how remarkably outstanding these people are.
That's great.
And today we've got a fantastic staff in the city. I think we've worked hard at doing that. I'm sad to see Jeff retiring, but I think that Jeff and others have really built a staff that's really second to none. Just in the last year, for example, we've had 5 different staff members recognized as the best in the state in their area. They've received national awards. We had one that has received the best fire educator, Barry Bricky.
That's right, I remember that.
Barry, just recently, the best fire educator in the country. So we're just blessed to have some really great people that come to work every day and are very proud of what they do and are working for the citizens of this town.
Well, you sound like you're very proud And you should be. I'm proud of our town too.
Yeah.
And you're excited about what's going on. So I think that makes for a great candidate. I mean, you've got to be believing in your city. You've got to be excited about it. Tell me, what do you find are some of the biggest concerns we have right now in our city? What is your platform, so to speak?
Well, let's look a little bit broader regionally.
Let's do.
Kingsport actually we grew quite a bit during annexation, and we've continued to grow since annexation, and we've been growing about 1% a year. But when you look at the area, Sullivan County is growing a little bit, but it's because of Kingsport. Washington County is growing some, and every other surrounding county is losing populations, including up in Southwest Virginia, some at alarming rates, 10 and 15% since the 2010 census.
What do you think that's from?
They just don't. Coal mining and some other things that have happened, and it's just a lot of rural areas are having problems with people staying because they don't have the work. Even though the quality of life may be pretty good, there's just not the work to keep people there.
Okay.
And of course, when population is down, I mean, we're a shopping center. People come in here to shop, and if you've got less people, then you've got to be worried about the growth side of things. And I'm certainly, that's kind of a fundamental thing that I worry about. I think it gets down to economic development. We really, and you'll hear everybody say we need to work on economic development. We've got networks which the county and Bristol and Bluff City support, and they do a very good job. Economic development is a hard job for everybody. There's so many people competing for so few pieces of work. And I think from an economic development standpoint, I think there's really three parts that we need to be involved in. First, we have got to focus on education. To attract people here, we've got to have a workforce that's capable of doing the jobs. And we've got good school systems in Kingsport and in the area, but we've got to get people ready. And one of the things is RCAM, which does a remarkable job of training people for manufacturing jobs. And we really need to continue to grow that and to continue to make it a draw for people, not just in Kingsport or in the area, but really almost the Southeast. It is a very special capability that we have, and we need to grow on that. Second, Governor Lee's focusing on technical, vocational training, and we need to build on what we've got downtown to make sure that Northeast State and some others that we're doing that to provide things. A plumber, electrician, it's a great job if that's what you want to do, and so we've got to work on that. Second, we've got to focus on recruitment. Most jobs are actually created by the businesses that are here, and we need to make sure we're supporting those businesses to help them grow and to help make sure they've got people coming in. And finally, you've got to recruit businesses and entrepreneurs to come to the area. And I think the Makerspace, the Inventor Center that we've got, and some other things that excel now, there's several things, and of course Cosby at the Chamber all help people get started in businesses. And we really need to have businesses that make things or provide services outside the area, because that helps create wealth. If you don't have money coming in from outside, you're just circling money, and so you're not really adding wealth. Obviously, we've got to support the aerospace center out at the airport. I think we've got the opportunity and to that, and we need to do what we can to help that happen. And then finally, you've obviously said you've heard it from Clay, but we really need a larger industrial site than what we've got. We're filling up the things that we've got. There's 4 or 5. There's a little space left at Gateway Park, but the regional park that's out off Sullivan Parkway is almost full. The one over by the hospital is full, and the one out at the airport is full. And so while the city owns part of Phipps Bend, we're a partner with Hawkins County on that, but it's heading towards being full. So we really need in the next 2 or 3 years find a large space that 200 or 300 acres that we would be able to attract that large business.
How are we going to do that?
Well, we've got to find it. It's probably not going to be in the city limits. I'd say we've always had an eye on the property down at the Holston Army Ammunition Plant, that there's 200 or 300 acres there in the front. I think we need to continue to push on that. I think the Army was kind of, well, we're not sure we want to do that, but it's a great place, and it's sitting there mostly empty, and we can get water and sewer and everything that's needed to run a good-sized plant in there. In fact, we provide the water out there anyway,
That would
even
be
though
great.
that's not in the city. And I think it's great. I think that's been approached in the past, and the Army kind of said no, but I think we need to get Congressman Rowe and a senator to help push that along, because I think it would make a big difference for the whole region to have a plant like that.
I agree.
Then the second area that is a vibrant downtown, we talked about that a little while ago. We're blessed and a little bit cursed by the fact that we have a very large downtown footprint. In fact, our downtown area is 4 times larger than Bristol's. It's 2 times larger than Johnson City's. It's a little bit bigger, I think, than Knoxville's, and it's about the size of Nashville. So we've got 400 acres, and so, I mean, if you walk from one end to the other, you know, it's a mile and a half. It's not a small, you know, it's not a small area.
I didn't realize we were so big. We just need to get it going.
And so you don't have enough people to, you know, and I think we were worried some about that. And it's really partnerships and all. We need to try to make sure that some of the dilapidated buildings and so forth maybe get taken care of, and some other things, but we need to help as we can. It's basically a private partner, public-private partnership to try to make things happen.
And I hate to cut this off already. Time goes by. I feel like we just started. So I do want to say to people to make sure they get out and vote May 21st.
May 21st. Early voting starts on May the 9th at the Civic Auditorium and runs through the 16th. And I think the times are 9 to 4. So
very good.
Each day.
Well, thank you, Mike Mcintyre.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Well, thank you.
And we'll be back right after these messages.